And good evening everyone, and welcome back to FTRL for what is week 4 of our 24th season of Gran Turismo. This evening we are at Spa, exactly the same format as last night, starting off with our reverse championship order in the Porsches, 6 laps. I was going to say racing soft tires, sports soft tyres, only for those 6 laps. And then after that we'll have a 5-minute quali on the medium tyres and the Super Formula, and then we'll be heading on to our 20 lap race round Spa in the Super Formulas. I am on my own this evening, so you just have to deal with me on my own soon this evening, so apologies about that. But yeah, we should be getting underway in the next minute or two. As I say, there's no quali for this course race, so straight away we're into the race, 6 laps, standing grid, reverse championship order for Porsches. I believe we'll have Aaron on pole. So the person who's top of the championship will be right at the very, very back of the grid. Timing wise for the races this evening, you're kind of looking around a 34, 34s, 35s for the Porsches. That's kind of what we're... Last night was a few 34s, but yeah, 34s, 35s for the Porsches, you would imagine. And then we get into the quali for the Super Formulas, definitely in the 53s, 52s, most likely for your pole time. We get into the mediums on those. Definitely looking at the same as last night, 2 stops all the way on the Super Formulas. As seen last night, a couple of people ran out of fuel at the end of stints and things like that, so we need to keep an eye on that, of course. That will be something to keep a very, very close eye on. And you can get 7 laps fairly alright, but it is a bit of a... It does require quite a lot of fuel saving. It does require messing about with the fuel mixes, which in itself can lead to issues, having to kind of go away from paying attention on track for a moment to try and mess about with your fuel. Yeah, you would much prefer not to have to do that, but yeah, it's too long to do a free stop and you lose so much time in the pits. So yeah, 2 stops all the way it'll be in the Super Formulas. Obviously no pit stops in this first. Should be getting started any second now. Boss already showing us in the 34s at the moment. So yeah, definitely in the 34s I would expect in the race. To see how we'll get on then for this first race. See if there's any crashes up Pole Rouge and Radi on. Right then. Good evening everyone. Welcome then to our first race. Porsche's about to get underway. 6 laps. Starting on pole is actually Jonesy. So it's Jonesy starting on pole alongside Graham. And Captain Chubbs in the second row with Carl. There we go. Jonesy then starting off alongside Graham. Heading into turn 1. 6 laps ahead of them. We go turn 1, very wide corner. We've seen a lot of contact last night in this opening race. Jonesy with lag everywhere, just as usual. He is moving soon, thank God. There's Captain Chubbs in P2 now. Aaron's in P3. Then comes Graham, Carl, Well, SPY, James, blue flag, and then behind that is Lee, Ross, Pagani, and Tom. All nice and orderly as they head up onto the Camel Straight. Captain Chubbs there, still in P2 at the moment. There's a bit of argy barge going on in the background. Not entirely sure, Mikey. I thought it was in pole as well. Graham and Carl side by side. Graham's having a look at Aaron as well. I think tried to back out that Graham, and then Carl in the process is round. He was all over the shot there. SPY couldn't really do much about that, and Carl drops down the order there. Jonesy won last night, and he is over a second clear of Captain Chubbs in P2. Then comes Aaron in the Elka car, P3. Then comes Graham just behind. Well there in P5, we've got SPY in P6. Then comes Blue Flag, Lee, Ross, Tom, Pagani, Carl, and then James. Oh, James has had a moment as well. He's right down there. He's had barely any practice, James, so that might explain that. There we go, Jonesy, 1.4 now. It's come down a little bit. See if Captain Chubbs can start to close that. You can see that lag on Jonesy there. It is not nice, I can tell you, after sitting behind him last night. sat behind him for multiple laps, and it wasn't pleasant watching his lag. Captain Chubbs is gaining now though, he's within a second, so all of a sudden that gap has come down considerably over the last few corners. There we go, it's Graham, Well and SBY are in a bit of a three-way train here. Come towards Blochemont. Big lift required heading into this corner. You can see them already lifting here. And it's... Will's nearly off the side of the track there. And it's Will just in the background, P6 there. SBY is going past Graham. Graham went too wide and has got a penalty. Will has broke early and is doing a switcheroo here, trying to get past Graham. Oh, there's contact. Graham, Will. Oh dear. They're both in the wall. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh dear. Some contact there, alright. Jones is now 1.2 now in the lead. Aaron is now in P2, so I don't know what's happened to Chubbs, but he's had a moment somewhere. So Jonesy now back, 1.5 seconds ahead. So once again, similar to what happened last night, Jonesy getting a bit of the run of the race at the moment here. He's in a good position and he's everyone else behind him seems to be making a little bit mistakes here and there. Captain Chubbs got a second penalty as well, so that is going to plummet him all the way down to P5 or 6 most likely. And he serves that penalty, so that's a big old penalty, that one. Well, he's managed to pick that up. Right, SQY then, currently P4, he's going to overtake Chubbs and he gets that penalty, serves it. And down the back end, Tom's up to P7, he's just in front of him, then there's Ross. Will's down in P10, Graham picked up that penalty when he had that, just before he had that contact, so he's in P12. And that downhill right-hander, and head towards No Name. And on the run down to Puon. Jones is already at Puon, there he goes. Aaron's closed quite a bit on this opening part of this lap. 7:10s now, well within slipstream range then. And it's Lee who's had a wiggle there, I think. Tom's managed to move past him there, and Ross is also... Oh, is that contact? Was there contact there between Ross and Lee? I don't know. Look, I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Very close together, but all of a sudden... What's going on there? Will's in P10. He's got Lee directly in front of him now. Chubbs has had a moment. Oh no, so he's not had a moment. That's his penalty. He's dropped down to P6 then, so yeah. Roughly where I thought he was going to be. There's that as well. Trying to get a move on Lee here. Pulling to the outside, heading towards into the bus stop. And Lee's holding out for the time being. However, Will's trying to get a decent exit. And he has got a decent exit there. And he's got a run here on Lee. He's not going to be quite close enough, I don't think, into turn 1. They've got a very decent exit there, the exit of the bus stop. Very close into turn 1. Brakes later, but then gets a good, nice turn in there as well. Good line from Will, that worked very well, and he's right on the tail now of Lee. All the way up Radion Rouge now, he's going to be here, right behind. All he needs is a decent run up this hill here. Get in the slipstream, however, Lee's had a decent run, a better run than Will. Dirty air probably, not helping Will there. I don't think even with slip, this isn't going to be a move here. What's happening up front then? Jonesy, oh, a penalty for Jonesy. That's going to release Aaron into the lead of this race. And SBY a long way back now, 2.9 seconds he is. Blue flag's picked up a penalty, so that's going to allow T. Smith past him. Then comes Chubbs, then comes Ross and Pagani. P7 and P8. Oh, Chubbs is going to be a bit wide there, and Ross sensing an opportunity. Trying to go round the outside, it's not going to work there. Pagani's seen them both do that though. There we go, opportunistic from Pagani, and he sweeps past, gets past 2 places there. Lee is going down the inside of Ross at Puon. He's back up to P8 then. Pagani having to defend a bit from Chubbs there though. Chubbs is trying to go the long way around. I don't know why he's fighting that hard. He's got a penalty to serve in a few seconds anyway. So. Blue flag. He's going to have a penalty to serve here. It's going to release T. Smith. Oh, Jonesy's had a wiggle. He's already dropped down to P2 and he's got a penalty to serve as well. But Aaron's off. 2.3 seconds here. Comfortable out in front for Aaron. As Tom is the man on the move at the moment, up to P4. He's got Jonesy just in front of him now. See what Aaron does this time. 35.3 was his last lap. He's going to want to be in the 34s to make sure he's safe. And I think it's going to be a 34 this time around. It is. It's the fastest lap of the race. A 34.6. So that is very nice there from Aaron, and that is Aaron well on his way to victory here. He just needs to keep it clean these last 3 laps. We're through this race already. And we've got Lee here, P7, Ross in P8, in comes Will in P9, it's Chubbs in P10, who just went on board with him, had a massive wiggle at turn 1. He's going from bad to worse for Chubbs at the moment. He is plumping down that order. Carl there, P11, Graham. James has had a nightmare, to be perfectly honest. He's way down the order and he's got a penalty as well. So Aaron 2.5 seconds out in front. Jonesy picks up yet another penalty. Never did this last night, but he's been penalty galore so far in this race, picking up them. Make a couple of mistakes and that's going to allow Tom to close up. However, Tom is losing time to Aaron, so it doesn't look like Aaron's under any pressure at the moment for this race win, because no one seems to be making any inroads into that gap at all, to be honest. So I think it's more going to be the battle for the podium places. And Jonesy at the moment looks to be under threat for that last place. There's Ross on the back of Lee, been together a few times in this race already. Around No Name, heading down towards Puon. Lift required at Puon here in these cars. Big old lift there, bit of brake. Get it turned in. The opposite Super Formulas, which is completely flat out all the way around Puon. Can't do it in these cars. Grip is definitely not there. Aaron's off here. He is 2.4 now. It's marginally closed, but at the moment he's doing enough. SPY purple through the first couple of sectors there, so that is why he is making some inroads. Jonesy picking up this penalty here. Tom's not close enough to overtake him on this part of the track, however he's going to be right in his slip heading down in towards the bus stop. He'll be in a good position heading in towards turn 1 for a possible move. And you see Tom getting very close now. However, Jonesy just far enough in front. Jonesy is lagging all over the shot here, so Tom is going to be very careful, I'd imagine, here to overtake Jonesy. He's had a half decent run though, Tom. He's well within slipstream range here. He'd be wise, I think, to try and do a different line from Jonesy here, try and get a really good exit. Maybe the best exit he can, and he has had a decent exit. He just needs to make sure he has a good run through Eau Rouge Radion, and then on the Camel Straight he's got a long time to make up that inroads. However, Jonesy was significantly quicker there and moved a tenth away. A tenth and a half actually away, so Tom's going to be sitting behind Jonesy for the time being. SPY is closing, it's under 2 seconds now. He's got 2 laps. SPY needs it to be absolutely flawless, to be honest though, for Aaron to make a mistake on the 2. Jonesy keeping ahead at the moment of Tom. He's got blue flag just behind him though. Pagani's in P6, then comes Lee in P7, Ross is P8, then comes Wilt, Graham, Carl, Chubbs and James. So 2.1 seconds, that's increased a little bit through the first few corners. And you can see here, Tom still behind Jonesy at the moment, and he's got a bit of a queue developing behind Jonesy. Oh, Jonesy, where's he off to? That is going to be a move for the podium place here, as Tom goes around the outside there, managed to get the move sorted before the corner. Jonesy is lagging all over the shot here. Oh, just got under control there. Now blue flag is pushing Jonesy round the corner there. Heads onto the back straight. Oh, Jonesy's got half beached on that curve there. That's not going to help his run. And blue flag's already near enough alongside him as they head towards Blanchimont. I don't know how this is going to play out. You don't want to be side by side round here. I think Jonesy's going to have it for the time being. And to the bus stop, however, you don't know. Jonesy goes a little bit wide. And blue flag, Pagani, they're free wide into the bus stop. Blue flag trying to brake later. Jonesy brakes earlier. Blue flag's at the inside line for the latter part of the bus stop. Somehow, don't know how, but they've managed it. They've got through. It's free wide into the bus stop. On to the last lap. Blue flag has P4 now. Pagani there is waiting though for a little mistake, a little chance possibly, as lots of cars behind all the way down to P8 here. Ross at the back of this queue. A wiggle there from Lee. Aaron's 1.6 ahead still, so he's comfortable in the lead. SPY comfortable P2. The top three look fairly comfortable, barring any mistakes. It's the battle for P4 that's the interesting one. Blue flag getting a little bit out of shape there for the first part, but I think he's alright. No penalties, I don't believe. Nope, doesn't seem to be any penalties through there, so it's going to be need to be done on track here. Into the tight and twisty middle sector now. Lots of different parts of this track. Sector 1's all about that high speed, then Sector 2 tightens up. Lots of corners, lots of long corners. And Sector 3 back onto the high speed stuff, and then right down to the very, very lowest speed on the track at the end of the bus stop. Might be a bus stop opportunity on the last lap here. You can't really overtake anywhere around here unless there's a mistake. Pagani went slower into that than blue flag, but he's had a better run through it, and he's right on his tail. Blue flag went slightly defensive there. Blue flag in his defensive driving. He's a master at it. And he just looks like he's got a little bit more grip than blue flag. It just looks like he's managing to find the apex is a little bit easier. Decent run through here. Gives him the opportunity as Aaron's 1.1 ahead. He's got a couple of corners left to go. It's all on this battle for P4. Who is going to take P4? Blue flag, Pagani. Will there be contact that allows anyone else through? Aaron's coming round to the last corner now. Pagani's all over the back of blue flag, heading towards the bus stop. Aaron's going to take the race win. It's an amazing job from him. Blue flag defends at the bus stop. Jonesy's having a look as well at getting Pagani. However, he bumps into Pagani and he's had a wiggle on the exit. It's going to be T. Smith taking P3, SPI P2, Tom P3, it's blue flag P4, Pagani P5, Jonesy P6, Lee P7, Wells in P8, Ross is P9. It's going to be Graham who takes P10. It's going to be Carl who takes P11. And then it's going to be Captain Chubbs who's going to take P12. And then last but not least, coming through the bus stop, it's James who's going to take P13. And I believe this will be his fastest lap of the race as well. There we go. 35.5 for him. Fastest lap went to SPY though, 33.7. So that was, yeah, that's a very quick lap that from SPY. There we go. This is your result then for race 1. Aaron taking the race victory there with a 34.4 as his fastest lap of the race. 33.7 for SPY, 34.7 for Tom. That was your podium. Blue flag managed to hold off Pagani in the battle for P4. Jonesy then P6, who was running at the top for the first lap or two. We then got shunted down the order, finished a respectable P6 though. Lee P7 there, Will P8, Ross, Graham, Carl, Chubbs, and James, rounding out your 13 drivers in that. Right, heading on then, we're going to be Super Formula qualifying coming up in the next few minutes. We'll probably have a couple of minutes, a little practice, just to get them adapted to the Super Formulas. It is a big old change, let me tell you that, from the Porsches. It is, the grip levels around here in particular is pretty extraordinary. Just waiting for the settings to be changed, then we'll get on with a look at the Super Formulas. There we go now. Settings getting changed. Yep, so they're all going to be on the mediums for quali. Straight away, and they'll be out. Graham is on the intermediates. Why is Graham on the intermediates? Oh, he's changed it now. He's on the hards now. Graham, you're still on the wrong tyres. You're supposed to be on the mediums, mate. Unsafe. I will have a quick. Oh, I think we're waiting possibly which might make it unsafe. So I think that might be why there's a space still there. Now it is an interesting thing as well here that it can rain. There was rain on the radar last night, however it didn't really hit. At one point we were a bit like, oh, we might actually get some rain here. But yeah, it didn't actually happen, but that is the possibility. It doesn't look like it's going to rain during quali at least. But yeah, definitely a possibility in at least the middle or latter part of the race. Not yet had any experience, anyone really, on the wet tyres. They're into intermediates, so an interesting dynamic if that was to happen. Once again though, it's probably going to be a 52 for pole, I'd imagine, low 52. I think pole last night was a 53.4, I think, by Homer. I think it was. So yeah, probably 52s. Maybe a 51, and probably 52s, I'd imagine. All getting a little bit of a taster. Adjusting back to the way of the Super Formulas, having all this grip. I would say though, it is I'd say it's possibly the most, maybe the most trickiest track we've had in the Super Formulas in terms of traction. There's a couple of curbs and corners where the car can get a little bit twitchy on you, especially No Name in particular. That can be a bit iffy. No Name definitely was a bit tricky, especially on the curb, so most people tried to avoid that at points last night. And then also the exit of the com, that was Raspan last night. There was a, if you get outside that, you can spin there as well, so a couple of corners to watch out for. Can be quite tricky. I bet the most part of this race tonight is fuel saving, and whether they choose to do 7 laps on the mediums or do the 7 laps on the hards and do a kind of full send 6 laps on the mediums. It's the choice you have between the two strategies basically here. And yeah, as I say, you do need to mix with the fuel settings a bit, fuel mixes, try and get those 7 laps out of those tyres. The fuel, sorry, not tyres. Tyres are very, very easy. people double stinted last night on the hard tyres. I actually forgot you could do that. I should have done that myself. But yeah, you can double stint the hard tyres if you would like. Once again, there's only one medium set available in the race. Right then, here comes quali. 5 minutes. You can only manage 2 timed laps, and to be honest, your overtake can only kind of do 1 lap if you're using it a lot. So you need to decide very early on in your lap if you're going to continue with it or if you're going to bail out and save it for the last lap. So yeah, interesting on with quali. Got such a long line, your overtake just does not last around here. Intriguing to see what happens though this evening, if we're going to manage to comfortable into 52, which I'm going to imagine we are. There's going to be Lee, of course. It's going to be the first on the time lap. Relatively strong wind on this lobby, 5.5 metres a second. The direction is kind of a bit of a northwesterly kind of crosswind, so it's kind of going to be coming. To be honest, it's probably quite good for. Probably going to give you a bit of an extra boost down the straight, the Camel Straight, so it's probably going to be quite good for there. However, during that middle sector, it could be quite interesting with quite a strong wind on that part of the circuit, which is not going to be helpful. So here we go, Lee then taking us on, using the overtake, heading down in towards turn 1. Getting it nicely turned in. On the boost, both of them, Lee and Blue Flag. Here we go, Rouge Randy on time. Flat out all the way up here. Not using much of the overtake. Whereas Blue Flag is absolutely going for it on the overtake. He is doing it on this lap. And keep an eye on Blue Flag as he is properly going for it, using overtake all the way down the straight. Blue Flag into the com section. Using a lot of boost. I think Lee is not really going for this lap. I think he's going to be going for the last lap. However, it's not going to help Blue Flag here, because Blue Flag is going to be getting a lot of dirty air through this middle sector. He is using a lot of boost here. Overtake from Blue Flag, flying round. Poo on. He's on a good lap here, mind you. He is really going for it. Lee definitely got a lot more boost than Blue Flag, so he's doing a bit of a different strategy than most here. Blue Flag is right on the back of Lee. However, he's now going to get a bit of a dirty air. However, he will also gain slip all the way down this straight. So I don't know if Lee is going to set in front of him, but Blue Flag's going to be getting a massive tow all the way down here towards the bus stop. You can see him, 182, he's going so much quicker in towards the bus stop. And Blue Flag is actually on his tail, going around the last corner. It's going to be Lee who comes across the line, but it's going to be Blue Flag who's going to be on a rapid lap here. A 55.3, faster than last night's pole. Straight off the bat, Graham on a 53.4, so there we go. Marginally slower. Will's going to be on a 56 here, so Will's going to go on this lap for his one. So is SUI, he's not had a decent lap either. Aaron, not massively quick, 55.1 there. Pagani's had a dodgy old lap here, that's not going to be quick enough for him. Same with Ross, he's going for the second lap, it's his lap as well. So a lot of people doing the second lap, getting a bit more heat in those tyres. There we go, Blue Flag currently on provisional pole. It's all going to be down to whether someone like Lee, Tom, Ross can manage to get a lot of grip in the second lap. Tom on a pole rouge and Radion, using all that boost here. Oh, I must say, he was absolutely rapid at the top of there, and he's using a lot of boost. This could be a very, very quick sector one. Let's have a look. What is it going to be? It is personal best by a massive margin there. However, not quite as quick as Blue Flag through sector one. We're going to keep on Boato for Tom. Seeing if he can manage. Seems like a good lap so far. No name, tricky corner on these cars. As you can see, bit of sliding, but he got right on the throttle, using a lot of overtake again, all the way through Pouon. Oh, he's got out of shape through Pouon. He did not have a good run there at all at the start. He lost a bit of time. Chubbs has went pole, 53 flat. Original pole for Chubbs then. A bit of a surprise. Not in the 52s yet though. 54.2 for Will. 53.8 for SPY. Still not troubling the top two. 54.4 for Aaron. Here comes Tom. 54 flat for Pagani. Nobody in the 52s yet. Here comes Tom. I don't think this is going to be pole. It's not. It's going to be. It's only P5 for Tom. There we go. 53.6. Is that it? I think that might be us. Carl come across the line. 55.1. That is us. It's Captain Chubbs on pole. 53 flat. 53.3 for Blue Flag. Takes P2. Then comes Graham, Ross there in P4, 53.5. Then comes Tom. Got Lee there, 53.7. SBY, Garney, Will, Aaron, Carl, Jonesy, and James. So there we go, not in the 52s. Nearly, but not quite, 53 flat. I do think there could be a decent chance that the wind played a part in that though, especially that middle sector. That wind is awfully strong. 7 meters a second is an incredibly strong wind for this game, especially considering there's no rain. It does tend to increase with rain around, but there is no rain at the moment. Whether that's a precursor to rain being on the horizon, possibly. But yeah, that's a very, very strong wind. So yeah, Captain Chubbs with a bit of a surprise pole there, 53 flat. I think there'll be a lot of people though that have a bit of a missed opportunity for a few. I think Ross and Tom probably thinking they could have been a little bit quicker there. 53.5, 53.6 for them. Captain Chubb, blue flag, Graham, top 3. So, yeah, it's an interesting one, that one. Interesting grid. Some people down the back end you might not expect. I think quite a few people could have been higher up than maybe they would have expected. Especially, I mean, Wills went quicker last night, I think, on his lap, which is unusual. Blue flag did improve quite a bit from his lap, but he did get a lot of slip through that latter part of the lap. Graham doing a good job as well there, because Graham doesn't. Graham's not particularly enjoyed them. He's not had the best run with these cars, but he's a cracking qualifying there in P3. So interesting grid, this one. Some surprises there. Captain Chubb's on pole. He's starting. Is that on the hards or mediums? Blue flag's on the hards. Graham's on the mediums. Different strategies here. 20 laps ahead of them. Round Spa. Strong old wind. Is there rain on the horizon? Off we go. Captain Chubb's decent launch there on those medium tyres. He needs to get away and scamper in towards turn 1. Use the boost, get off into the distance, do what Homer did. Blue flag in the background. He's already dropping behind Chubbs. Nearly a second gap already, so he's off. Ross is in P3. He's managed to get up a few places past Graham. Tom's in P5, Aaron's in P6, Lee's in P7. There's a car wide there. That's Pagani. He's off on the top of Radio Nord Rouge. That's Carl and James going at it. Graham's having a look back down the inside as blue flag drops all the way down the order. There's contact. There's a lot of contact there at the exit of the chicane, and it's blue flag who is in P3 at the moment. Graham's there though. He's having a look down the inside. Ross is round the outside. Tom in the process thus went up to P2. Graham's now going back at blue flag. However, he's going to have to go round the outside of No Name, and he has managed it. He's up to P3. Frantic between those three. Tom's off though in P2, and look at Captain Chubbs, 2.6 seconds in the lead there. He is absolutely scampered off in those medium tyres. Tom's on the hards. Keep an eye on his times. He wants to be in the 55s, 54s. Chubbs in this opening stint. All going to have a bit of fuel saving to do. Oh, blue flag's had a massive moment, and he's all the way around, down at the back of the grid now. P13, down at the very, very back of the field. On those hard tyres, a big old spin there. Captain Chubbs 3.3 seconds in the lead, using a bit of overtake though, quite a bit. Trying to stretch his legs. Graham's behind Tom. Graham's on the mediums, remember. Tom's on the hards, so differential there. Ross on the hards, Lee on hards. I think everyone else is on hards, to be honest. Bit of contact there, I think, between Will and Aaron there. Chicane at the bus stop. Pagani having a look at Will. We'll start to calm down a little bit now. Side by side there, James and Carl in the battle for P10. Oh, sorry, that was SBY and James, sorry, in the battle for P9. Apologies. It's Jonesy and Carl in P11, P12. Oh, Jonesy having a bit of a moment. I don't know if that was lagging just. 4.5 seconds. Graham's ahead of Tom now. Tom's had a moment. Captain Chubbs is absolutely off here. Different world at the moment in those medium tyres. Graham also on the mediums. And I know how good Graham is at fuel managing as well. Always in the background, that's Will going side by side with SBY. And oh, SBY's had contact there with Will. Messy opening stages here. Jonesy having a lot of lag there. 5 seconds now out in front. We'll see what the times are like. Hard, you're looking at 57s. Maybe 56s, depending on your pace. 57s is the ballpark that we seen last night that you want to be on the hards for a good race. Must be a little bit concerned from Tom and Ross, but just how quite far ahead Chubbs is. Into the chicane we go, bus stop, SBY, Pagani and James all close together. Pagani seems to have run out for the time being. James cutting back, trying to get a good run on SBY, and he has. SBY's not had a good run at all. He's actually under pressure from Jonesy now as well. Jonesy having a look down the inside, turn 1. SBY holding it around the outside though. Jonesy having a bit of a run though. I think Jonesy's up to P9 there. SBY drops down to P10. Chubb's now 5.5 seconds, 55.2 for his first proper time lap. Tom and Ross now, P3 and P4. Here comes Aaron in P5. Lee in P6, there comes Pagani. This is at the stage now where they're all going to be starting to do quite a lot of fuel saving, turning that engine mix down. The fuel mix needs to go down. Trying to extend these stints to last them that 7 laps that they need. It'll be interesting to see timing wise what we're at here. Graham improving significantly on this lap, on course for a low 55. That's kind of where he needs to be. He could do maybe being a little bit quicker than that. How Graham's used a lot of overtake. He could do it being in the 54s. If they can manage it on these mediums. Interesting to see first opening laps, time laps in the 58s for the Haas there. Oh, contact between James and Lee. Into the bus stop we go. Pagani up in P6, Lee's P7, then comes Jonesy. SBY at the moment there, the exit of the bus stop. 54.8, there we go. Chubb's in the 54s already. 57.2 for Tom, that's where he needs to be on the hards. 58.3 for Ross, so Ross is still not quite there on the hards yet. And Aaron went quicker on that last lap, so he needs to start putting in those 57s that he needs, Ross. Oh, Aaron and Pagani having a bit of wiggling there. Pagani through up to P5. It's all going to be on fuel now though. We're on lap 4 and they're about halfway through the lap, so most of them are just about on target, I would say. Graham, I'm going to assume that Graham and Chubbs as well. Chubbs might manage the 7 laps. I think he will. Graham, however, is going to need to do a bit of fuel saving. He wants to do 7. However, he could just be doing a 6-lap stint on those mediums. Other one, James, he's a bit dodgy on fuel. He's on the medium tyres, James, so he P9 at the moment on the mediums. He's going to have hards to run for the rest of the race. Chubbs there coming through, and it's going to be a 55.1 for him this time around, and I think it's going to be a 55 something for Graham. Tom, is he going to be still going to be in those 57s, I wonder? He is again. Exactly the same lap time basically as it done last time. And still, Ross is not putting in those laps. He's down in the 58s. So he's a second off the 57s, which he was doing in practice, so a lot of this is winding just because the wind is awfully strong. Definitely won't be helping at parts of the lap. Lap 5 we go though. Chubbs is 5.7 in front and 12.4 in front of his nearest hard runner, which is Tom, who is lapping consistently on those hard tyres. Yellow flag somewhere. Who is that for? It's for Lee, I'd imagine. He's down to P11 now. So Lee's not having a good run at all in the hard at the moment. Struggling down in P11. He gets Y all over the back of him as well now. Heading into no SPY's getting very wide around no name though. That's 5 seconds it's down to now, so there's been, unless Graham's just had a really good run for that part. Graham doing much better on tyre wear, but that's usual to be honest with Graham. Captain Chubb's in, what's his lap? Looks like it's going to be a, oh it is marginally slower, 55.6, so imagine this is going to be a 55, oh it's just not, it's a 54.8, it's the fastest lap of the race, so Graham finding time. I don't think he is saving fuel, driver, he's in the exact same fuel as Tom, I just don't think he's managed it. Oh there he is there, 57.3, that's where he needs to be, that's the mark he needs to be on, he needs to be consistently on those. Jonesy and Pagani going side by side. Jonesy's on the mediums. Massive moment on the exit turn 1. Pagani, James is on the mediums as well. So James and Jonesy a bit out of position at the moment. Because when they go on the hards, they'll drop down the order when they all go on the mediums. Graham's using a lot of fuel. He is using a lot more fuel. He's only doing 6 laps, whereas I don't know if Captain Chubb's maybe going to try and extend this to 7 laps. However, even that might be a struggle because he's got less fuel than everyone else. Jonesy's doing 6 laps, he's on the mediums. I think the predominant strategy when you're on the mediums at start is doing, at any point to be honest, is doing 6 laps on them. Tom very, very consistent. 57.2, 57.2, 57.1. So Graham definitely using more fuel, doing a short stint on the medium tyres. Blue flag away down and at the back after his spin, lapping consistently, no more consistently than most of the field on low 57s at the moment. So going about where he was last night. Chubbs then, is he coming in? Oh, he's carrying on. That's risky. Graham into the pits then. We knew he was only going to be doing 6 laps. I'll be honest. Chubbs is very risky, by the way. He's on the red marker. He's only got an 8 for fuel left, which is less than what he needs to get to the end. I'm extremely worried for Captain Chubbs here, I'll be honest. Got a feeling he's going to run out of fuel at the latter part of this lap, which is not going to be helpful for him. All on the last lap of their stint. Keep an eye on fuel. SPY is all over the shot there on the exit. Our wind is very strong, however, 7.2 metres a second, which is extremely high. Graham on the hard tyres then. Fills up to the max, comes out P11. 10 seconds behind. Oh, James has messed up and put the mediums on. He's now packed out. Oh dear. Jonesy's put on the hard tyres. I think that's why James has made a mistake and put the mediums on by accident. Oh dear. Now Captain Chubbs is fuel saving to the max here. You can see how much he's fuel saving. He is on fuel mix 6 series, 1.7 seconds down, and he is running out of fuel here. He's got literally nothing left. He is just unbelievably managed to deal with that fuel there. 56.9 for Tom, so he's just dipped into the 56 on the last lap. Very consistent lap times, exactly what he needs to do, and he'll be into the pits here for his first stop. Ross is getting down to those times he needs now. He's 5 seconds behind his teammate, however down to the 57s. That's what he needs. He needs consistent 57s on this next lap, next stint. Pagani in the 58s at the moment. He's currently in P4. We've got Will just behind him in P5. He's had a solid first stint. Aaron P6, just about managed there on fuel, I think. Lee is P7. Then comes Carl. Blue flags in the pits as well now. SBY's in the pits. Graham, he is going to retake the race lead, I'd imagine. See Tom filling up. Captain Chubb's already out. Tom filling up now, and he is filled up, just about to exit Tom. There's Tom there, coming out of the pits, and he has gained a lot on fuel, obviously. Graham used a lot of fuel on that first stint. He is 2.6 behind, however, they are both on the same tyres, and Tom has double stinted his tyres. He has not changed his tyres. Now, interesting if Chubbs and Graham will do the same on their following stint. Chubbs has a significant 8-second gap to Graham, which is a big old gap. However, that will close dramatically when Tom puts on the medium tyres. However, if Captain Chubbs is going to double stint the Haas, then he doesn't have to change tyres, whereas Tom does. Ross is off the track. Oh, he's lost about 5 seconds. Off the track there. Back on now. He's still in front of Pagani and Well, who have both also double stinted their hard tyres. Jonesy back out on the hard tyres as well. Aaron's in P8, big old slide there. Blue flag's coming massively back into this now. He's in P9, and after that first opening stint where it was a bit of a catastrophe, had that big old slide, big old moment, span around. Back in this now, into P9. Recovery drive from him. So Chubbs are going to keep an eye on now on his hard tyres. What's his first time lap going to be after this one? Have a look at Graham's first time lap on these hards. He wants to be in the 57s. That's where he needs to be to have any chance of scoring a podium or a potential race win. And Graham's first lap is just in the 57.8, so that's a decent first opening lap from him. Chubbs is on his way on this first time lap on these tyres. Ross then P4, just ahead now of Pagani, and well after that spin there. It's Jonesy in P7. Lag for Jonesy still. Then comes Aaron in blue flag. And then comes Lee P10. There, Captain Chubbs extending the gap over Chubbs up to 8.7 seconds. Tom's closing the gap to Graham, even though Graham has fresher tyres. Tom double stinting. He'll start to get very worn at the end of that stint. He'll be on halfway or at least by the end of the stint, so won't have the best grip, but he's done it to save some time without having to change tyres then. Comes Pagani P5 just behind Ross now. That's well then P6. When dying down a little bit, it was up to 7, it's now down to 6.7, so more generous now. There's Chubbs coming around. See what his lap time is. He wants to be in the 57s, that's where he needs to be. And he is going to be coming around now. And he is 57.1. That is a very, very quick time for his first proper lap on the hards. I must say, Chubbs is in a very, very good position. And now Pagani's under pressure now from Will. Will seems to have the outright pace on Pagani here, and he's just having to sit back. Dirty air is pretty horrible around here, I'll be honest. It's not pleasant. Yeah, you lose tons of time behind someone. There's Pagani all over the back now, and I think it's going to be an overtake here for Pagani. On Pagani. There we go. Down the inside. I don't think Pagani's going to fight this too much here. Will seems to have the outright pace here. And they both go a bit deep here. Pagani even more so than Will. Oh, Will's round. Oh, we nearly caught inside of Pagani. That is nearly identical to what I did in that one last night. However, I actually went round. It is indeed, Derek. It is getting very, very grey. However, the wind is dying down all of a sudden. It's now dropping quite consistently down. I must say, fastest man at the moment appears to be Captain Chubbs. He's now over 10 seconds in the lead. A bit of a turn up for the books here. Doesn't appear to be any rain at the moment, so. But I do see what you mean. It's very, very grey. No shadows at all, so. Maybe chance of some rain. That would definitely spice things up, wouldn't it? Ross is now well back in front. Pagani behind him. See Ross doing a 57.9 for this lap. 58 flat for Tom. His times are dipping at the 58s now with the tyre wear. 58 flat for Graham. Chubbs 56.4 last time around, which is absolutely rapid on the hard tyres. So that is very, very, very quick. Yeah, that is impressive from Captain Chubbs. He is flying along nicely at the moment. Jones a P7 at the moment. He's sitting 59s consistently at the moment. Aaron's just set a 56.9 as his fastest lap, which is very quick on the hard tyres. I do think the wind dying down is helping slightly with the times at the moment as well. That wind is very quickly dropping now. It's now down to just over 5, so it's definitely going to be making a difference to particularly in the middle sector. Still 54.4 fastest on the medium tyres. It's a quick time, especially considering he's done a 7-lap stint as well on them. Very competitive. Chubbs is nearly 12 seconds now in the lead, so we're getting to a stage where that is bordering on unassailable, to be honest, even with the medium tyres. However, he needs Captain Chubbs to stay on the black stuff. However, over halfway through the race, and he has got a huge gap out front now. Blue flag still very consistent in the 57s now again. He's got Lee behind him. Over 12 seconds to 56.4. He's lapping 1.5 seconds quicker than Graham and Tom at the moment, which is ridiculous. Needs to get this to lap 14, and he'll have a nice 6-lap stint on the hard tyres where he can push like mad. And with the gap he's got over T. Smith, and what the difference is, great. Technically, Captain Chubbs doesn't have to change tyres next time either, whereas Tom does. So that's going to give him another 3 seconds as well. So, and it's starting to brighten up as well. So it doesn't appear to be any rain on this race. Definitely not at the moment, so it's going to be a dry race, which I think Captain Chubbs will be proud about, put it that way. Carl there sitting 59s consistently. Nice and consistent lap times. SBY, not quite as consistent. He's setting some very quick lap times, 56.8 on the oh, I think he's actually on the mediums though. He is on the mediums. Lee then consistently in the low 58s. Blue flag. Bad lap last time. Tyre wear probably playing a part in that though. Aaron changed his tyres, nice consistent lap times. Jonesy just in front of him. Wells on P6. Coming back at Pagani now, he had that moment. Just going to come back at him. Ross then, still in the 57s. So was Tom, 57.3 last time around, which is much better. However, oh my god, a 56 flat. And they're suddenly saving fuel as well. That is mighty impressive. He is absolutely flying. In front. Right, Pagani then. His tyre wear is now starting to look a little bit dodgy. And Will is catching him very, very quickly now. Back under a second now after Will's moment. And Aaron's catching up to Jonesy very quickly as well. So we could have a few changes for position coming up here. Jonesy going to be in this lap. Aaron, oh, that's a bit of dirty air there. That is the corner. I did mention it very early on. It's the exit, the chicane. Start of sector 2. It's very dodgy on the exit. You see Will have a big moment there. I span on it yet last night. It can be very, very bad with some dirty air. Just get all out of shape. I must say, Jonesy is lagging horrendously at the moment. Front as you were. Chubbs, if anything, further extending nearly 15 seconds in front. A 55.4. Yes, you heard that right. A 55.4. Graham in the pits. Tom goes again. And just for comparison, 57.5. 2.1 seconds quicker. He's now got an 18.4 second gap out front. There's Well on Pagani. Round the outside. Pagani lets him go. Thank you very much, Derek. However, the dirty air on that last stint was horrendous. Went from doing a 53.5 one lap to the next lap doing a 55.4, I think it was. The dirty air was pretty ridiculous in that last stint. You could not get any closer. Yeah, very, very pleased because I was 15 seconds off the back after that one. Ross P3. Tom P2. Both similar feel. Chubbs has got a little bit less than them both, but he is 20 seconds up the road, so that is why. And he is going to be in a 56 lap this time around. He's got enough fuel this time though, by the look of it, to comfortably get him to the finish. He's only got 6 laps to do as well. He'll need to overfill slightly if he wants to do a bit of more of a push stint though, because when he fills up to what it says 6 laps is, that's not 6 laps of pushing, that's 6 laps of fuel saving. So you'll need to actually overfill. That's something, a mistake that commonly gets made by people in Gran Turismo. As if you fuel stint your first few stints and then you then go in and fill up what you think you need, you actually will need more if you're pushing and not fuel saving. Very common mistake people make. A few people, I mean, well, he did run out of fuel. He very, very nearly got him on the line because he ran out. Ross in this time around. Now Graham is back out in P10. He's on the hard tyres again, and he has actually changed his tyres. He's not double stinted them. I mean, I'm not actually sure. Double stinting does work in terms of getting maybe that extra bit of track position. It saves you a few seconds. Let's save you like 3 seconds. However, looking at the tyre wear and what it actually does, I'm not actually sure there's much of a benefit. I never did it last night. It didn't really seem to hinder me really at all. If anything, I actually think it might help me. His last stint too was very quick to the people double stinting. Much quicker. Which is just the tyre wear starting to cause you effects in that middle sector. So it is an interesting one. Tom, 6 laps he has on the medium tyres, and he has saved a lot of overtake for it. However, he is 18.5 seconds behind Chubbs, and in 6 laps he is not going to be 3 seconds a lap quicker than Captain Chubbs. Not a chance. So unless Chubbs has a big old mistake in him here, I never realised you lose that much. 7 or 8 seconds changing tyres. That seems a lot. Well, if you lose that much, then you probably would be quicker. Not changing them. I didn't realise you could put that much. Thank you for that, Lindsay. Well, if you're losing 7 or 8 seconds, then it is easier to double stint then. Everyone on medium tyres now then that started on the hards. Jonesy now still having to run the hards, however. And SBY doing a... There's no way Len and Tom will be 3 seconds faster each lap. Not a chance. They might manage it for a lap or two, but there's no way he's going to manage 3 seconds a lap for an entire stint. Trust me. I done the mediums last night. They do not last that long. They will not last 3 seconds a lap quicker. I mean, he's gained 1.4 seconds this lap and needs 3 seconds. Nowhere near. No. So he's now 5 laps, he needs 3.5 a lap now. So yeah, unless Chubbs makes a mistake, there is no chance of that happening, unfortunately. I'm not going to have a battle for the lead. I do not believe. Well, Chubbs does now, they'll need to keep it on the black stuff, but he's well in control of this. SPY interestingly double stinting the medium tyres, which is an interesting strategy. Not seen that done yet. However, his tyre wear is going to be pretty awful by the end of the stint, and with people behind you such as Lee on fresh medium tyres, highly unlikely that he's going to stay P10. Got a big gap to Carl behind, so he probably will keep P10, so P11, sorry, but yeah, Lee is going to be past him here down the inside. He's going to have more grip as well on the brakes, and it's going to be very straightforward, and Lee shoots up to P10. However, it goes wide on the exit, and SPY is going to try and hold it round the outside. Oh, nice move there. SPY defensive driving there, managed to hold round the outside, keep that position. 15.7 we're down to out front, but still not enough. Chubbs well on his way to his first victory of the season. Ross, P4. Will doing a solid job on P5 at the moment. He is flying. I've seen this though over the last few weeks. People that have subbed in from GT2, they do get a lot of experience, and as well 54.5 on the mediums, which is quicker than Tom went on the first lap on the mediums, so 6 times quicker than Tom last time around. Well, it just shows you. Ross as well, 54.8, so regular. A lot of 54s along the grid here on those medium tyres. Starting to get duller as well now. The wind has dramatically reduced though. Jonesy, big old moment there on the exit. Lee on the medium tyres. Sweeps past up to P9. Lee making some headway on these medium tyres. The people started on the mediums. Jonesy starting to struggle a little bit more. There's Chubbs 14.6 ahead. 56.2 again on the hard tyres, once again in the 56s, flying along nicely. Tom coming around now. 6 times quicker. He's on course for possibly the fastest lap of the race. Down under 14 seconds. There's only 3 laps left to go after this one. You can see there as well, Ross improving as well. So quite a few people possibly having a chance here at nicking that fastest lap of the race from Chubbs. We'll see Tom, first challenger, across the line here. Lap 17 going to be the lap that sees that fastest lap, which has been there for a while. Go, it is 54th flat. There we go. Ross comes round now. Will he manage to beat a 54th flat? That would be a challenge and a half, but it's not going to be beating that. Neither as well. Oh yeah, it looks like Tom is going to take the fastest lap of the race then, with a 54 flat. And 14, just under 14 seconds, 13 and a half seconds, 3 laps though. Chubbs still managing, still got a bit of overtake as well, he's left. Chubbs now 2 laps away, 2.5 laps. Then 2 laps to go. Dollars overtaking that last lap by 54.4 on the hard tyres, which is extremely quick. Flying along Chubbs. No boost left though now. No personal best, fastest lap, fastest sector 1 of the race, sorry. There was a 54 last night on the hard tyres, I think well set a 54, so yeah, it was achievable. Its difference is in this last stint, there's no fuel saving going on. Fuel saving costs you a lot of time. So yeah, you can be so much quicker on those hard tyres. Will did a 54 last stint last night, so definitely, it's not the first one, but you're very quick. Chubbs. 54.2 from Ross on the mediums. Very cloudy last couple of laps then, but it's definitely not looking like there's going to be any rain. As Ross gets past Graham there in the battle for P3, just seen the end of that there. There's Ross up ahead of Graham. Graham losing time. And he might yet lose another place or two here, because he's going to be under pressure. Oh no, tar tyres from the medium runners behind. So there we go, 13 seconds out front. Chubbs just needs to bring it home. 54 flat again. Tom's closing very quickly now on Chubbs. Has gained a solid 7-8 seconds on this stint, but unfortunately that gap was far too big. Graham managing to keep well behind for the time being. Finn, 0.6 of a second, well flying through the first sector. Giving it all he's worth here. He's going to get the dirty air through this middle part of the lap though. Can he find a way through? Got it understeer, you can see that understeer through there. He needs a straight. He's got a bit of a straight round here. He'll gain through pull on. The slipstream. And all the way through pull on, he'll gain. You can see him. Oh, he did gain a little bit, but then he had to back out there. Oh, I think he got a bit unstable. We'll start pull on. Chubbs is already coming towards the final few corners. Been incredibly dominant victory here. And Chubbs comes home to take a very, very well deserved victory. And he wins by over 10 seconds. T. Smith in P2. Very quick last stint there on the medium tyres, however the gap was just too big for the start. But a very good result for Ferrari with P2 for Tom and a P3. However, it's the battle behind we're looking as Panda goes down the inside at the last couple of corners at the bus stop. You can see in the background Ross is going to take last podium place, but it's going to be Will who's going to take P4 from Graham in P5. Pagani takes P6. And then comes Aaron in P7. It's going to be, as he crawls across the line, run out of fuel there. Blue flag is going to take P8. It's going to be Lee who's going to take P9. Good lap from him at the last there. 54 flat, using up his overtake at the end. 54.2 again there. That lap's rapid there. Jonesy and SBY having a battle. SBY is running on no tyres here at all. And Jonesy looks like he's going to hold on for P10. He does. Hold on for P10 then. Oh, SBY's round. Oh, get his tyre wear on his rears. Jesus Christ. I don't know how he's managed to get them to the end there. And then Carl is going to come home as well. He's going to take P12. Fastest lap for him. 57.8 on the mediums. P12 for him. So there we go. Captain Chubbs, T. Smith and Ross is your podium for race 2. Behind it was Will and Graham finishing the top 5. Pagani P6 it was. And then Aaron P7 and Blue Flag P8. Tom there marginally getting the fastest lap. Very close at the end from Lee. 54 flat for him. So very, very close. Jonesy P10, then SBY, Carl and James unfortunately did not finish. So there we go. That concludes this evening's racing. Do remember we do have our special week next week, which means that it's going to be split over Thursday and Friday between GT1 and GT2. How that's going to work is going to be half the grid basically is going to be racing on GT1 on the Friday night, and then they'll half will race on the traditional GT2 Thursday night. And it will be GT2 drivers qualifying, GT1 drivers not qualify, and where the GT2 driver lines up will where the GT1 driver lines up in their order. So that's how it's going to work next week. Join us for those. Thank you very much. Have a nice night. See you next week.